Welcome back inside Gila River Arena, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Josh Schaefer with you for the Sun Devil Hockey Intermission Report right here on 1330 AM KASC The Blaze Radio from Arizona State University. Sun Devils trailing the Harvard Crimson 5-0 after 2 periods of play. Not a lot of positives from the second period of play for the Sun Devils. However, to say that this game is being completely dominated by the Harvard Crimson would be wrong, because this game is still, it's not like the Harvard Crimson are just rolling over the Sun Devils. This game, for the most part, is still pretty even. Of course, a lot more of momentum on the side of the Crimson. Period started off looking like a lot of motivation for the Crimson, decored with a couple fantastic saves early on, as the Blaze Radio's own Dom Catronio, who's writing for this game, just covering it, not here on the broadcast, tweeted, looks like the court's trying to go for that Pac-12 12 best plays of the week. 5:10 of the second period, Luke Esposito gets himself back on the score sheet, giving the Crimson a 3-0 lead, his first goal of the season and second point of the game. Sean Malone with the assist, his second assist of the game, again making the score 3-0 at 5:10 of the second period. 6:53, John Marino gets an interference penalty, 2-minute minor for the Harvard Crimson. Arizona State back on the power play, and then 40 seconds later, Harvard scores again a shorthanded goal, the first shorthanded goal of the season for the Crimson of Harvard University. Ryan Donato, again, first shorthanded goal of the season for Harvard. The assist to Alexander Kerfoot, and a 4-0 lead for Harvard. Still on the power play, Arizona State draws a second penalty, this one to Adam Bogman. 2-minute minor for cross-checking, and Arizona State would go on a 5-on-3 power play, but again, come up empty. Arizona State drawing a surprisingly large amount of penalties from this Harvard team, and still nothing to show for it as the score remains 5-0. Joe Lappin had 2 fantastic chances for Arizona State, one of them on a breakaway, which Merrick Madsen shut down, and the puck deflected behind the net. Lappin chased it down. Jake Montgomery got to the puck, centered it, and Joe Lappin was denied again, this time point blank, but a great shift for Lappin and Montgomery. Unfortunately, again, the Sun Devils come away with nothing. At 16-13, Harvard again. This time, Tyler Moy again. Second goal of the game, third point of the game. Luke Esposito with the primary assist, his third point of the game. And then Wiley Sherman getting on the score sheet for the Crimson, making it 5-0 in favor of Harvard. The play looked to be somewhat harmless as Arizona State got to a loose puck and tried to clear it off the far boards, deflected just in front of the blue line, off the glass, down off of an Arizona State player, an Arizona State and Harvard player, both kind of bunched up and pressed up against the boards right in front of the Harvard bench, right on the edge of the blue line. The puck deflected off of them, stayed in the offensive zone for Harvard. Puck bounced right down to Luke Esposito. He fired it in front where Tyler Moy was all alone for a one-timer. And sorry, Joey Decord, he had absolutely no chance to make that save. ASU simply just failing to clear the zone, leading to a 5-0 Harvard lead. Going into the third period of play, Arizona State, they did a good job staying out of the penalty box in the second period. Great improvement from the first, however. The momentum was all in favor of Harvard, and they were able to really execute on Arizona State mistakes, something that they weren't quite able to do in the first period. Back-to-back goals in less than 2 minutes. In the final 3 or 4 minutes of the first period of play was when Harvard executed in the first. Then in the second period, again, they score 2 goals very early, one of them shorthanded. So Arizona State's still struggling on the power play, leading to a Harvard shorthanded goal. And then again, another ASU miscue that led to a Harvard goal with them failing to clear the zone. Third period of play coming up, but before that, we'll get back here on the Sun Devil Hockey Intermission Report. I'm Josh Schaefer here on 1330 AM KASC, The Blaze. Welcome back inside Gila River Arena in Glendale, Arizona. I'm Josh Schaefer here on the Sun Devil Hockey Intermission Report. Sun Devils trailing the Harvard Crimson by a score of 5-0. The shots on goal, 26-14 in favor of the Crimson, as is the score heading into the third period of play. 2 first period goals for Harvard, 3 in the second period of play. Arizona State women's volleyball in action tonight. at Oregon State in Corvallis. Of course, your men's hockey team playing right here at Gila River Arena in Glendale. Tomorrow, the Tennessee Fall Invitational, the women's tennis team, is playing pretty much all day in Knoxville, Tennessee. Take on a wider range of opponents there. The softball team will be facing off with Mesa Community College, 12 o'clock p.m., down in Tempe on Saturday, October 29th. That is tomorrow. Also going on tomorrow, the men's swimming and diving team will face off versus Denver in a dual meet. That also tomorrow, 12 o'clock p.m. in Tempe. Of course, the big game that everyone has circled on their calendars, the football team traveling up to Eugene, Oregon to face off with the struggling Oregon Ducks. A lot of questions in this one. Arizona State is just rattled by injuries. Three of their first, second, and third string quarterbacks have all gone down with injuries. They wasted a red shirt on Dylan Sterling Cole, the fourth string quarterback. He's expected to get the start. Still unsure of the current state of the initial starting quarterback, Manny Wilkins. He came back and played 2 drives, including a touchdown where he hurdled a Washington State defender, and then we didn't see any more of him the rest of the game as Dylan Sterling Cole took over. Again, that game tomorrow afternoon, 2 p.m. in Eugene, Oregon. I hear the high is about 55 degrees, so we'll have to tell our commentators Braden Bell and Brady Klein to stay warm up in Eugene. Expecting possibly a little bit of rain, too, up in Oregon. So make sure you tune in right here to KASC 1330 AM, The Blaze, tomorrow at 2 p.m. for the Oregon Ducks and the Arizona State Sun Devils. Also tomorrow, the annual Maroon and Gold scrimmage for the wrestling team. That's at 7 o'clock also in Tempe. And then tomorrow at 7:05, the men's hockey team again facing off with the Harvard Crimson, this time not here at Gila River in Glendale. That game, I believe, is sold out. Puck drops 7:05 p.m. at Oceanside Arena in Tempe. Again, that is tomorrow, 7:05 p.m., Oceanside Arena in Tempe, your Arizona State Sun Devils and the Harvard Crimson. We'll take a look back at this second period of play very quickly before we toss it back to Blake Bernard and Gavin Schaal to start the third period of play here at Gila River Arena. Arizona State was trailing 2-0 heading into the second period when Luke Esposito scored at 5:10 for Harvard, his first goal of the season and second point of the game. To make it 3-0, Sean Malone had his second assist of the game on that goal at 5:10. At 7:30, while Arizona State was on the power play, Ryan Donato scored his first goal of the season, the first shorthanded goal of the season for the Crimson, and Alexander Kerfoot with the assist, making it 4-0 in favor of Harvard. Joe Lappin had multiple chances within a 15-second span, all denied by Merrick Madsen. Fantastic period by him. Fantastic game overall for both goaltenders, as Joey Decord, that 5 goals is making this game script look like he's not having too good of a game. However, we can't stress enough that this game really isn't Harvard rolling right over Arizona State. Just a few miscues for the Sun Devils, all resulting in goals for the Harvard Crimson and a 5-0 lead. That's because at 16-13, Tyler Moy scored his second goal of the game, third point of the game, while Luke Esposito earned his third point of the game with an assist. He has 2 assists and a goal. Tyler Moy, 2 goals and an assist. And Wiley Sherman with the secondary assist on that goal as Arizona State failed to clear the puck out of the zone. And a 5-0 lead for the Harvard Crimson. This has been Josh Schaefer here on the Sun Devil Hockey Intermission Report. We'll hand it back to Blake Bernard and Gavin Schaal for third period action right here on 1330 AM The Blaze, your local ASU student station.